And with me is my co-host, the CEO, the keto man himself. It's Kieran. How you doing, buddy?
Fucking brilliant. I can't hear myself through the headphones.
How about now?
Yeah, there we go.
There we
Perfect.
go. Pop up the volume.
This is a complete shit show,
That is a
and
complete
we
shit.
just proved it then.
You know what? It's not too bad. If that's the only error that's going to happen today on the show, that I'm actually happy with that. It's not too bad.
well, yeah. Anyway, hang on.
This is an early recording session. Do you need a pee?
No.
Okay.
I don't need.
You're getting up to pee.
No.
Oh.
Normally you make a joke at me, and no joke has come towards my way yet.
I said the keto man. I thought that was pretty funny with the special
2
guest.
weeks on keto.
I know, we're doing well.
And then I broke it yesterday because I was like, fuck, I just want a fucking burger. It's like I'd been overseas, in an Asian culture, and you just want a fucking burger.
Or a Parma or something like
Yeah.
that. Yep. I understand completely.
So 2 days, tonight and yesterday and today off, and then back on it. But tonight, we are seeing...
I was going to say we're recording a little bit earlier than we usually do. Usually it's a Sunday record,
Yeah.
but today is a Saturday record, simply because... we're having some early drinks here at the studio, and then we're off to see our good friend Trash in Dead City Ruins, and it's going to be bloody awesome.
Who, and this is, I was telling someone this morning who is old and knows nothing about music. I said, they're like, what are you doing for the weekend? I said, I'm off to see my mate play in a band, in a gig. And like, oh yeah. And I said, yeah, it was a bit of a shame because they were going to headline for Kiss.
At one stage, that's absolutely true.
And their face just was like, what? I'm like, yeah, they're pretty actually big. They're like tour Europe and they have a bus and all that. So, and they're just like, what? And I'm like, yeah, like I said, there's just no market here in Australia.
My favourite thing about telling the people about like my friends in music, especially Trash, is that it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to go see my mate's band. They've just come back from Europe. They were meant to support Kiss, but they've cancelled this and that. Oh yeah, and Trash used to play in my band. And I'm like, it's like, what the fuck are you doing here? I'm like, well, I don't know that I prefer the project management bullshit, but this pays more bills than the music for him. But it's an absolute passion for him, and it's amazing, and it's always good to see him going forward. Kieran, I have a little bit of a rant.
Oh, that's good.
Not too much.
Because I ranted about wind chimes, but I'm not sure if that's out yet.
Well, it is out on that. We'll discuss that later.
So I'm out of rants. If you're
rants.
wanting to hear my rant about wind chimes, Turch will tell you later.
We will absolutely. So
fucking wind chimes. They are, and I fucking heard after that rant, I heard more wind chimes.
did you?
And I'm like, they grind my gears. Like that is like on the spinal cord, when you get that shiver down the spine. And it's just like, oh, this is really.
Save your rant, because I feel like there was.
Do you
more...
get me a fucking wind chime?
There was more to that rant than what was recorded a little bit of time ago for some other people, and I think we might have to continue it when we discuss that. But for now, I have a simple rant, and I don't know if this is something that just happens to me, but I feel like it's a bit more universal. Yeah. And I try to do that with my rant. I really try to.
Is it poo driblets?
No, it's not. It's not. You go there, and you have to brush your teeth. Like, right. Simple thing, you should be brushing your teeth twice a day, sort of thing. Yeah. I'm a bit lazy. I don't always brush my teeth twice a day, but at least once a day.
Do you brush it in the morning?
No, evening.
You're not a morning guy.
Well, I do it in the morning, but without toothpaste.
What?
Yeah, because otherwise, I just like brush my teeth, then have a coffee and go.
You're weird.
But nonetheless, in the evening, it's definitely the toothpaste, and that's the issue that I have. That's the complaint I'm gonna have.
No, I'm just freaked out. You don't brush your teeth in the morning with toothpaste.
Yeah, just no toothpaste. Just a brush, just to get rid of the gunk and stuff like that. Anyway,
if you're really freaked out about this, please email the podcast at what's our email? We only do one take podcast at gmail.com.
It's a pretty easy.
Yeah. Oh, just find us on Facebook or whatever.
It's a pretty easy one. I can't imagine us. I can't imagine people. It's on Facebook and all that sort of fun stuff, and Instagram.
I'm gonna walk into that room out there, and I'm gonna poll them and find out if that's fucking weird. Anyway, sorry, continue.
Jess knows my toothbrushing habits.
She brushes in the morning.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I don't know. I leave before her.
How long have you been going out, and you don't know your partner's toothbrushing habits?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know her poo schedule either. But You know what? When you get into a relationship, so far into a relationship, you message each other and be like, "Oh, that was a weird poo I did." Those are actual text messages that I've received and sent to Jess.
Oh, good. That's
It's
good.
an interesting. That's
All right.
something that you don't know about relationships. But I hate it when you get your toothbrush and then do you wet it before you put the toothpaste on,
I put the toothpaste on
and then you wet it?
and then I wet it.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Not too much.
Do you ever find, and it doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it's the most annoying thing ever. You put the toothbrush, some people wet it and then put the toothpaste on, and some people would wet it afterwards.
It's like putting milk in the teacup before you put the hot water.
I think less controversial than that. In the same, who does that? But
No, there's
I think
an
it's like
international
the milk and cereal one.
There's an international classification. I don't know, whatever they're called. The things that says how big the boxes, the shipping containers need to be so that they can transport all around the world. Right? The World Organized. What are they called?
WHO.
No, the United Nations.
WWE.
No.
WWF. World Wildlife Federation, right?
Yeah.
They wrestle pandas.
They've got guidelines or something like that, and
Yeah.
they've got a place in Switzerland that does this about how you should do things. So how big the shipping containers should be, right? And they've got a protocol on how to make tea.
Oh, really?
And in that protocol, you put the milk in first.
Oh, they're wrong. This is why the English should have done it, or the Japanese should have done it. It's tea bag first, then hot water, and then you don't have milk, because milk on tea is for losers. Now,
That's going to be controversial.
that's
There's some death threats right there.
well, look, send us your death threats to weonlydonetake@gmail.com or leave us a rant. You know how it is. But so you put your toothbrush, you get your toothbrush, you put the toothpaste on, and then you wet it, and then somehow I don't know how physics works because I'm not a physicist.
Mm-hmm.
You turn on the tap, and it hits the toothbrush with the toothpaste, and the toothpaste just goes straight down the drain.
See, that happens if you wet it.
Yeah.
Before you put the
Yeah.
well, then you've got to double wet it.
You got to double wet it.
Double wet it.
Yeah.
I think it's it has happened. See, I feel like it has happened to me, 5 years and younger.
Yeah.
When I'm figuring out the world.
Yeah.
Or brushing my teeth at a new sink with a new faucet or tap.
I think this is where it happened.
And you don't know the pressure.
I think this is where it was, because we were up at Phillip Island. And not that I don't know the taps there, but you don't go back to a place for a while and you sort of forget how,
You forget the ratio to turning the... Question! Is it wrong if someone's having a shower to flush the toilet?
I don't think they're connected up to the same...
What if they are connected up to the same water pressure?
No, you have to flush the toilet. I don't...
Someone's in the shower, but you've got a separate toilet, but you flush it and it messes with their water supply.
I don't
Just
care.
for that split second.
No, because you know why? Because if you leave the toilet after you've done a pee and don't flush, and you think, I will come back.
Yeah, you
We're
won't.
never coming back.
Yeah.
And the last thing I want is to walk into a toilet that's already got piss in it, especially if there's already a shit in it.
Oh, yeah.
Flush the toilet. It's for the community of people. The needs of the
This
many.
is a quality podcast. We've got... Continue on. Don't let me sidetrack you.
No, it's good.
on
This is good. Because that was all I was going to say. I just hate losing my...
Oh, is that your rant? This is very low par of you. You're normally a lot more passionate.
Oh,
Where's
but
the passion?
I'm angry
This
about
is
it.
because it's a Saturday, not
Yeah,
a
it is,
Sunday
it is.
recording. You
Exactly
don't have the
like-
passion.
Yeah, because I know that the next day after on a Sunday I have to go to work. That's
Yeah.
what really gets me fired
You
up.
get fired up.
That's it. I'm just having a fun day, But do you find, and maybe this is just me, but when I do brush my teeth, I have to walk around the house?
What?
Do you just stand there in front of the mirror in the bathroom and brush your teeth, or do you feel like I'll have to go? Oh, I'll go into the other room and watch a bit of TV, and then go pick up my phone, look at my phone while I brush my teeth, and then go back to the. And then I know when I'm
while
done
you're brushing.
Well, and I know when I'm done brushing is when I have to spit out. The thing.
So you're so weird.
You don't do that.
This is a bit like the podcast that we did last week.
Yeah.
The ABDL thing,
It's
right?
not a fetish.
Right.
I don't get off on this.
No. That's not what well, maybe you do.
No.
I don't know. Do you? No. Okay. All right.
No.
Right. But,
Sorry, I'm trying to drink a beer here.
I learned a lot. I'm learning a lot about your behaviour and me being like a psych dude.
Yeah.
Totally analysing you right now.
I'm having a good time.
Yeah. No, I just brush my teeth. I've got an electric toothbrush, you know. Bzz, bzz, bzz.
Oh, see, I like the manual toothbrush.
Yeah, but the electric gets a better clean.
I never, you know what? They say that, and I go to the dentist every 6 months.
Yeah.
And every time I've been to the dentist, he goes, "Oh, your teeth are perfect. No, nothing in between the gaps. Nothing in between the
You're doing a good
teeth.
job. See you
Good
later.
job." And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I don't need to spend $300 on electric
They're like
toothbrush.
$12 now. They're like $12.
Yeah, but if you're going to spend $12 on an electric toothbrush, you might as well... I like getting in there, you know what I mean? Like getting in there with the toothbrush.
You can do that with an electric toothbrush.
Nah, because if you press down, it jams up, and I just want to...
They're not fucking electric toothbrushes from like 20 years ago when they were shit. They're a hell of a lot better and a hell of a lot cheaper. It's like airplane travel.
I remember,
do you know what I mean?
I think
well, actually, airplane travel could be argued that it's actually got worse. But it is cheaper.
Is it?
Yeah, it used to cost fucking like $2,000 to fly from Melbourne to Perth.
Yeah.
Which is the equivalent of like New York to LA.
Yeah.
Right? And now it costs like $200.
Yeah, I guess so.
But you just get a smaller space. And you got to buy your own meal. You got to buy your extra luggage.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a really bad analogy to
It's a really bad analogy. I
This
don't know where
is-
you're going with this. I don't know.
Fucking wind chimes, right?
Kieran, that's enough of that. That's ridiculous. What have you got for us?
Sex robots.
Yeah, that's good.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, I do have another rant. What the fuck's going on? Go, sex robots. I want to hear the sex robots. And then I'll rant, and then we'll talk about Karaoke Big E.
Nah, you better go for your other rant.
Okay, we'll go for the other rant. Okay.
Because
Happy New Year, everyone. This is the second non-interview only
podcast of the year.
of the new year, right? So, Billboard decided it was the end of the decade. It's a new decade. This and that. Very exciting. Welcome to 2020. You know, better music going forward, and with better music going forward, Billboard released the end of decade rock songs of the 2010s.
Uh-huh.
Now,
Could I say
yeah.
that Spotify account, yada, yada, yada. Can I say that I quite enjoyed the music that was released in like the 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013,
Yeah.
and maybe even the 2014s.
Yeah, and then after that, nothing?
And then after that,
lost out.
Yeah.
Well, let's go on with that. Because I'm a rock guy. I've been playing guitar for ages, and rock is what sort of always been my thing to do. And Billboard has released the top 20... they released the top 100 rock songs. I've just pulled out the top 10. Mm-hmm. I thought top 10 is a good grasp... should be a good grasp
Of the decade.
Of the decade. Now, you tell me if any of these songs are actually rock songs.
Okay.
Believer by Imagine Dragons.
How the fuck does that go?
Like, the fact that you don't even know it, that's number one.
Okay, but how does it go?
Is that like, you make me a believer. No, you haven't heard it? No. Anyway, next one is Thunder by Imagine Dragons, which is actually a pop song, a techno song.
Yeah, how does that go?
I can't even sing it.
Thunder. Na, 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 na.
Yeah, I wish it was that good.
Okay.
It's definitely not.
No.
Then it's Radioactive by Imagine Dragons.
How does that go?
Radioactive.
Oh, that one.
one.
That's not a rock song.
That's not a rock song. Okay, you might know this one. High Hopes by Panic at the Disco. Nah, I didn't think you knew.
Oh, I know Panic of the Disco. I just
Yeah.
don't know how the tune goes.
Yeah. Hey Ho by the Luminaires.
Oh, now.
Is that a rock song, though?
I like that song, but that's not
a
rock.
rock song.
That's
Okay.
That's like indie.
Yeah. Heathens by 21 Pilots, which I didn't even hear.
Don't know it.
Shut Up and Dance by Walk the Moon, which is actually probably...
That's a poppy
That's
pop.
really poppy. That's
Yeah.
maybe a little bit of rock. 'Cause it does have a guitar in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Feel It Still by Portugal the Man. And I didn't even think that's the best Portugal the Man song.
Nah.
Anyway, this is and then Ride by 21 Pilots again, and then the last one is Stressed Out by 21 Pilots.
Who the fuck put this list together?
So that's the top 10 of the Billboard charts of the top 10 rock songs of the decade
They're not rock.
None of them are rock and roll.
None of them are rock.
And I think this comes down to the fact that what we consider rock and roll now, the only way they can get a market, and this is what we're talking about with like saying Dead City Ruins, their market is always overseas.
Yeah.
You know,
But Billboard this is Billboard Australia? Or is
Billboard in general.
this Billboard worldwide?
Yeah,
Billboard.
Billboard worldwide. Yeah. They can only get things overseas. Sorry, let's do that. I think the reason is because rock and roll now and pop songs these days have really two choices to make money.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't make money from streams, they don't make money from buying records anymore, all that sort of stuff. Like Spotify doesn't give any money.
Actually, there's a bit of a misconceived noma, whatever that word is, right? Maybe I should drink. This is why I'm not talking properly. I was in JB Hi-Fi, and I spoke to one of the ladies that were in the store, bored out of her brains.
Yep.
And I said, "Does anyone actually buy CDs anymore?" And she said, surprisingly, yes.
Yeah.
And I went, "I just thought everyone streamed." And she goes, "Vinyls selling through the roof."
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right? And she said that 18, 19, 20-year-olds are buying a lot of CDs.
Audio fidelity is always a big one. But I've got vinyls on the wall and stuff like that. They're all actual vinyls.
Yeah. But I just went, oh, well, maybe they can't afford streaming, or maybe their cars, they've got this old cars with the CD players.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get over. I was like, I just thought that demographic would just be streaming.
Oh, I don't know. Well, look, support your local artists, buy their CDs, all that sort of stuff. Let's go on with that. So streaming, they don't make any money. CD sales is big. Vinyl sales, unless you really like the artist, you're probably not going to buy the vinyl. Let's face it, you know? Like, there's only two options for them to make money. It's touring and merch. Oh, I guess three. Touring.
Yeah.
Merch.
Yeah. That's really an upsell anyway.
It's an upsell, that's right. The last thing that they can make money by doing is allowing people to use their song in things.
Yeah, movies.
In movies, advertisements, TV shows, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Radio, like not radio play, but songs for the radio, like, you know. And I think rock and roll has a really bad name at the moment. People are saying rock and roll is dead completely. Guitars will never come back into the mainstream as a popular instrument. This, that. But then again, they said that about synthesizers in the 80s, like, you know, and now they're the only thing people use.
Right.
So I think it's like a...
Didn't know that, but learnt that.
You know what I mean. Oh yeah, like, you know, think like all the synth pop acts in the 80s, like Duran Duran or something like that. Now, like, everyone's like Ariana Grande singing with synth in the background nowadays, you know? So I definitely think it's gonna... I mean, they said the guitar was out when the Beatles started. Just before the Beatles started, this huge record DJ at a radio station said, "Oh, guitars, they're not popular. They'll never be popular." And then the Beatles came along. So, you know. So I'm going to go through these songs again, and I'm going to tell you where they were used.
Right. Okay.
"Believe It" by Imagine Dragons was used in a Nintendo Switch commercial during the Super Bowl.
Okay, all right.
"Thunder" was used for the 2018 animated film Teen Titan Go, as long as the film Watch Me. "Radioactive" was heavily used as promotion for the video game Assassin's Creed 3. "High Hopes" was used by CBS Sports to promote their Game of the Week. "Hey Ho" was used in the UK for an Eon commercial. "Heathens" was actually written only for the Suicide Squad album. "Shut Up and Dance" was used for a bunch of ads. I couldn't find the exact specific example. "Feel It Still" by Portugal the Man was used for Apple commercials. "Ride" by 21 Pilots was used in WWE 2K17 and Pro Evolution Soccer 2017. And "Stressed Out" was used in the television series Supergirl. So all of these songs, I think the only reason they made
ads
is through the advertisement.
Yeah.
And I think this brings to another thing, and I've talked about this before in another episode of the show. Music nowadays has become less about sitting there together with your mates and listening to a whole album experience. Like, there's no The Wall. There's no, like, whole Beatles album that every single song's a banger. There's no, you know, even like a Van Halen album or like a Michael Jackson record where everyone's pumped up to hear this record. Even like in Nirvana or, you know, Linkin Park in the early 2000s. There's no albums like all of these songs on this album are great anymore. All the songs these days are written to be listened to in the background. You know, you're at work, you're talking to people, you're typing things
background music,
I'll have something on in the back. And all these songs like are very static or very there's no dynamic range, you know. Think of the song.
They're very similar and very boring.
Exactly. So have you heard the song Dance Monkey?
Yeah.
You know that song, and everyone really annoyed.
Tones and I.
Yeah. Look, Australian artist is great. She's making money. I'm happy about the Australian.
Actually, she has just done a cover.
She?
On Triple J's, like a version,
Yeah.
with something else. I can't, but it's
good.
It's fucking great.
I'm gonna listen to it after. But her song Dance Monkey, if you listen to that from start to finish, like, you know, when you see Bruce Springsteen or you see a rock band, like even when we see Trash Tonight,
Coldplay,
they're just they're the same. But
Muse,
Muse is great.
Yeah.
Muse is great.
Knights of Sidonia.
Mate. But even that song there, think of the dynamic. It starts off really big, and then when the verses, it goes down in volume, and then when the riff builds up again, and then it goes to the heavy riff, and that's a really easy progression of dynamic.
But they take you on a journey.
That's the journey. Whereas Dance Monkey, there is none, because it's like a programmed drum beat, a programmed synth that loops. So there's no like, this person played this bar a little bit different to every other time.
I'm really disappointed in the current young generation because, you know, they don't know that these things exist.
Yeah. Oh, look, Uptown Funk did it perfectly. I mean, you know, you're going to talk about pop song. Look, Daft Punk do it amazingly.
Yeah.
You know. So, I thought to myself, look, that list is shit. They're background music. Let me give you some of the songs that I thought. Now, in no particular order. I got to 9. I couldn't think. Not that I couldn't think of a 10th one, but it's like I've 9 really like straight away. I went great rock songs, like between rock and heavy
of the last decade.
of the decade.
This is the updated top 9 songs.
Yeah. I wouldn't say top 9 songs. I would just say songs that made an impact on me or got me into an artist that released an album today. So, first of all, you have to listen to everything Steven Wilson has ever done. But the song Ancestral by Steven Wilson that came off the album Hand Cannot Erase has the best guitar solo of the decade.
Haven't heard it, but
amazing. Sultan's Curse by Mastodon off Emperor of Sand. Just check out Mastodon. Amazing. Dance Macabre by Ghost. Remember that song I let you listen to and it had the sax solo at the end?
Yeah.
That's that band.
That one, yeah.
Firepower by Judas Priest. They're back. They're amazing and they're fantastic. Judas Priest, I want to go see them if they're ever coming up. Foo Fighters. Rope. Great song. It got me back, like, you know, that album Wasted Light. Actually saw them live and saw them play it live and they're fantastic.
Fantastic, yeah.
This is the album that got me into Coheed and Cambria, but the song is called The Dark Sentencer. Check it out. Obviously Bones by Dead City Ruins, our mate Trash, who I covered yesterday, and I posted on our Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that, so definitely check that one out. It got the approval by the band, which is even
fantastic,
better.
Even better.
A newish sort of band called Lucifer, Abracadabra, absolutely, if you want to listen to, like think Black Sabbath, but with a fantastic chick lead singer.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then, for all the people that like fun songs, Glory Hole by Steel Panther. Amazing. And then some other albums to listen to. King Animal by Soundgarden. You can never go wrong with, what's his name? Chris Cornell. Sadly, he's passed away, but that's what. Never Say Die by our friends Dead City Ruins. Like Clockwork by Queens of the Stone Age. Green Norgahide by Primus. Koi no Yoken by Deftones. The Dream Theater self-titled album. Definitely check that one out. And of course, check out any of the 279 albums Buckethead has released in this decade. Woo! And that, my friends, are actual rock songs, actual musicians, people playing rock. That's what you should check out.
And let's not forget the late Slim Dusty. And every pub that covers that song.
You know what? I said the joke to you, now Slimmer and Dustier, on the Christmas episode. And then we went up to Phillip Island. I said the same joke to you. Yeah. And you were like mortified. You're like, that's so funny. I've never heard that before. And I knew you were serious because you were having a few drinks and you weren't able to like comprehend. Anyway, so that's my double rant.
Oh, that's very good.
Toothpaste falling off toothbrushes.
Yeah.
And the state of rock and roll, what people think is rock and roll. So I think, you know, these songs get popular on Spotify, and music executives just go, look, I've got all the statistics. Write songs like this.
Yeah.
And that's why they all sound the same.
It's like the Hollywood, you know. Repeat what's successful until it dies. and then come up with a new formula.
Yeah.
Repeat,
Welcome to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
repeat
right?
formula until exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or Star Wars.
Yeah.
Thanks Disney for ruining everything.
Yeah, I know, unbelievable. I wanted to get a little bit serious.
Yeah.
On the podcast.
A little bit serious.
And we've been contacted by a few American podcasts.
Amazingly, yes. I've been doing a lot of work. Thank you.
Well done, Turch. But a few questions have come up about the Australian bushfires. So I will be speaking on a few podcasts.
Fantastic. I'm very excited for this. I'm glad you're doing it. I feel like this is a job for you.
And talking about that. But I just thought very, very serious. And as someone who went through the 2009 bushfires, and I've just, kept it in the back of my head and pushed away and let's just keep it there. The people that will have lost houses and property and the cattle and the farmers, who've lost fences and lost their animals, and it's tragic and it's terrible. And people have been asking what they can do, and I think at this moment a lot of donations have been given. Yeah, a lot of donations have been given, and that's fantastic. I would say if you live in Australia, in 6 months' time, when we forget about the bushfires,
which always happens,
in another month we'll forget about the bushfires or whatever it is. I would say if you haven't donated but you want to do something, in 6 months' time, go for a weekend away. Yeah, find one of the towns, book into a hotel or motel, and spend a week in there and spend your dollars.
I was gonna support the local business, but with the dollars, when they need it the most.
You'll have more of an impact with your money.
That's right.
Doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's something that
once they're rebuilt, ready to rock and roll, ready to take you in, go support them in that way. And I think that's the best way to do it. That's probably the way I would. That's the way I'm definitely going to do it.
And I think there's a few things, because yes, donating is great, but I was reflecting with someone in the 2009 fires, and I said I don't know where that money went.
The transparency on donations is always very sketchy.
Yeah. And I think if you can go to a town and spend that money, they get the money.
It's a direct.
And then they can spend that money, that profit, and all that kind of stuff.
And you know what? You get a taste of what it was probably like, because the town won't be exactly what it was, that thriving town or whatever it is. It's going to be a little bit different. And you can talk to the people about their experiences as well. Yeah. Which I would say, if you've had any experiences, leave it behind, because it's not... No, but talk to them about their experiences. Yeah. It's better.
The other thing that's going to be very difficult for these towns, and they're not, people aren't really thinking about it now, but the suicides are going to increase over the next 12 months in these towns. Relationships are going to break down. Yeah. Businesses are going to close, and it's going to be a good, we know this is trauma, 3 or 4 year recovery process. So spending your dollars. If you're overseas, I would say if you want to donate to one of the funds.
The certified ones.
Or the other thing is, see if you can find, because a number of these businesses that Erin bushfire affected will have an online store. Yeah. And the other thing you can do is buy a product from their online store. Someone's already might be selling jams or oil or soap or whatever it may be.
Mate, if there's a brewery in one of these locations, perfect for I don't know if they can ship alcohol overseas like that, but Australians, all the blokes should just be ordering slabs of beer. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with having an extra slab of beer in the house.
You can't. And I think that is the best thing that you can do. For these towns. So that's just me getting a little bit serious.
Oh, we got to do a bit of it.
Bit of seriousness. Yeah. And it sucks and it's terrible, but we can have more of an impact with our direct dollars, and from where we buy. All right, sex robots.
Buy sex robots from the farmers who have lost their homes. Working on a sex farm. Dun, 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 dun. Have you ever seen Spinal Tap? This is Spinal Tap.
No.
Oh, you have never seen This Is Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
You have to. You have to.
I feel like I have, but
you have to come over.
It was one of those times where I wasn't paying attention.
You have to come over and watch This Is Spinal Tap with me and look at me all the time when I'm like, "That's a great chat," you know. But there's this song that they sing, and it's called "Sex Farm."
Yeah.
And it's like working on a sex farm, poking your hay.
Oh my
and
God.
It's because it's a satire bit.
Yeah.
But the best bit of that is like, oh, we did a really complicated subject. Like we get really topical, complicated subjects like sex, and we put it on a farm. Anyway, so farm and sex robots. Is that what this is about?
Yeah. Sex robot rental service.
Oh, it's so bad.
A sex robot rental service says its dolls are cleaner than any person.
I'm like,
Former oil worker Randy and Connor.
Randy. Okay,
Yeah.
fuck off. You know.
Clubbed together and started a delivery service that has doubled in size in 3 months.
We should have done that.
A sex doll delivery service that rents incredibly lifelike companions by the hour.
It's a fucking hooker.
Yeah, but it's a sex robot.
Yeah.
Based in Canada and only opened in November, have already identified enough demand to open a new branch in Vancouver.
Fantastic.
The businesses were founded by two friends. Ooh, this could have been us.
This could have been us.
They were made redundant from their jobs in the oil and gas industry and used the severance to buy an initial stock of 8 sex dolls and and some anonymous-looking flight cases to transport them around. Look at it.
They're pretty lifelike. I thought you were going to show me the cases, because now I'm really interested to see what the cases look like.
Oh, did you hear the Yamaha CEO or something like that?
No.
Said because the Nissan CEO or something like that has escaped Japan, and he got in one of like the Yamaha music boxes
Okay.
that like got in one of those crates.
Yeah.
And apparently the Yamaha's been bombarded with like how they could transport people in cases on airplanes.
It was all these drug traffickers. No, all these people smugglers.
All these people smugglers. Yeah.
Hey! I need a case. I need 50,000 cases.
The sex robots are rented out for $149 an hour.
Is that any cheaper than a hooker?
I think hookers are like $300 an hour. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
How do you know?
The Wolf of Wall Street said your A class or your gold class or whatever hookers are like 1,000, and then you got your Bs that are like 300, and then you got your like Cs that are like 100.
Yeah.
Or 180 for 3 special hours, or 250 for the whole night.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not bad.
Does that mean like if you rent it like for $250, right? Because this is not a regular. Like this is not a hooker, right? A hooker's gonna go, we're done. I'm going.
Yeah.
You know. But this you could just be like to your mate, hey, we'll rent it for the night. I'll have it. You know, it's picked up at midday.
Yeah.
It's dropped off at like 3:00 in the afternoon. I'll have it today. You have it tomorrow. We drop it back off here, and that way you can split the cost, and you get a saving. But then you have to have your mate sloppy seconds within the sex robot.
Yeah.
Because I think we've discussed this before. Do you just hose it out? Like, what's the go?
Well, that's a good question. The staff check the dolls with a black light and UVC light to ensure they're free from residual fluids.
Delicious. Residue fluids. Why? I don't know why, but in that context, why do those two words
I don't know.
sound disgusting?
It takes us a long time to clean them, and I tell everyone this because it's always the first question is how do you clean them, and I tell them, well, it takes a lot longer than taking a shower.
Great.
And you can do whatever you want with the dolls as long as they're not damaged.
Oh, I was gonna chuck it off a bridge or something and go, oh no, someone's dead. Like in The Simpsons when Homer fakes his own death.
Yeah.
He has the dummy. He's like, just to get off work.
Yeah.
It's like, Homer's dead. And he walks home. Hey, everybody. Oh. And, well, Kieran,
Yes.
speaking of, you're going to be on another person's podcast soon.
Yep.
I will probably bring in some clips for that, I'm sure.
Oh, we will.
But we.
I feel like me just being an Australian makes me the expert.
I think so. when that guy contacted us, he's like, "Oh, we want an Australian representative to talk about the bushfires." I'm just like, "Well, I'm not an expert in fires, but Kieran thinks he's an expert."
And good enough.
Sent it off. Here we go. So it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Very exciting. We're moving up in the world. What can I say?
The conversation as well, Corey. How are you going? He's hilarious because he's like, wow, he loves our podcast.
Yeah, he does.
Because he's really interested to know what we think of Americans.
Yeah.
And apparently we're getting a lot of stuff wrong.
That's
but
fine.
It's funny.
That's great. Yeah.
Which I like.
Well, he can always call in, and we can set up an interview with him, and he can tell us everything that's wrong about Americans, which is everything, but apart from Trump.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I'll annoy someone with that. I'll get another death threat. That's the important thing. But we worked really, really hard when I was on Karaoke Big E about a month and a half ago, around my birthday. We said that we would give them something.
Yeah.
A present, for Christmas.
Not a sex robot.
Not a sex robot. Sadly, I would have loved to give them a sex
Or
robot.
a used sex robot. Nothing to do with
or
sex
even
robots.
an hour.
Yeah. Buy them an hour.
Buy them an hour. They can split it. But we said we're going to give them something. And I said to myself, well, I'm not a very good singer. And that's fine. We're doing karaoke. Kieran is also not a very good singer.
But he'll do it.
And I thought, well, we're going to do something funny and do something different. So we presented with them last week something that we made together. And we were very proud of the output.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got the clip here. Do you want to play?
Yeah, let's
play
listen
through
to it.
From them playing. All right.
I'm gonna read the email.
Okay, we got an email from the boys. I'll unmute it, right?
This is from the what are we only do one take podcast?
Yeah, this is the boys from Dan and
Dan Enda says songs from the boys Dan Enda.
That's down under.
We
Down
know
under?
that we're saying it wrong, by the way.
Right.
I just want to let them know that we know that that's a bad. Well, I know that that's a bad impression of saying
because it
Dan and Da.
It's
funny.
We could be
To
like
me.
insulting because it could sound like we're Kiwi.
Yeah, it's funny to me to say Dan and Da instead of like down under.
Dan Enda.
That's the better.
Dan
Yeah.
and Da.
Well, I always say, like, if I hear somebody say South Africa, I never say
South Africa.
South Africa.
Africa.
Africa every time. Songs. This is a song from the boys Dan Enda.
Okay,
Hi, fellas. Happy New Year to you and.
don't do it.
Okay.
I sent them an email.
Hi, fellas.
Yeah.
Happy New Year to you and any guest in the studio. We promised something.
Yeah, right. We gotta fucking.
We ran out of them. I tried to get.
I'm trying to be
get
nice.
Steak Boy, but he had to work. Happy New Year to you and any guest in the studio. We promised something last year, and it's finally done. We
at that.
decided to do a fun song with Kieran on vocals and Turch on the guitar
Hey.
for the track. Another decision was to make the song a bit different than what you would expect. Hope you all like it. Cheers.
Now this is a surprise to both of us. You have not listened
I
to
did
it.
not screen this.
I hope they're just ripping us to shreds. Oh, we love these guys.
I should have
We
just said
love them.
like
Let's hear it.
cunt
This is,
and all those
from
sort
Yeah.
of
Only
words
Do
straight
One
away.
Take
But sorry.
podcast. Oh, I love it already.
It's tequila.
Now, Turch.
You know what I fucking hate? Wind chimes. Who thinks that's a good idea? I was at a holiday rental and the fucking place next door had a wind chime and I'm trying to sleep and I had to get out of my jocks. Climb there.
You had to get out of your jocks.
I don't know.
And then bling, 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 bling. And then it's not consistent because it's the wind and the wind runs around and fucking wind chimes. Tequila!
I forgot he's an actual musician.
Yeah. Shredder.
Why is he doing this?
Shredder.
He's so good. Why is he wasting his time doing this?
Yeah.
He's so good.
I know.
What are you wasting your time? Tapping?
Tequila.
What?
Wind chimes. Right. Then they bring out the wind chime again the next night. Right, and I'm trying to sleep, and it's out fucking again. So I had to go and steal it again. And it's fucking terrible.
The amount of times
I
I've listened
think
to this
they
to edit it.
Wind chime should be locked up, put in prison, gone for good.
I feel like a tequila was missed.
Tequila.
Perfect.
What are you doing?
Why are you wasting your time with us?
Why are you doing that
With
for us?
For us, this little
This
piece of-
podcast sucks.
this little piece of shit podcast. I mean,
Nobody listens to
Nobody
us.
listens.
Why are you doing good stuff?
Kevin's wife literally asked him how we're still even doing
Jess
this.
asks that all the time.
People listen to this still? As I was putting on me singing something,
Yeah.
she's like, man, people listen. And I was like, I mean, we are right now.
Yeah, the boys from down under, they listen.
I can't believe that.
That's so awesome.
We gotta ditch the singing, I think. once we decide
On the
we're
karaoke
done,
show.
let's redo it.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
One song a show.
There's something.
We gotta fix this fucking podcast.
We got to think
It's
about.
way too good for this.
Right, that was like way above our pay grade. Like,
Snake Boy too.
yeah, Snake Boy too.
Let's just play Snake Boy and whatever.
Yeah.
Let's fucking get Turch's band. If he's got any recordings on.
There's just like nothing,
Anyway.
So we roasted them
yes.
last year.
Yes.
And without meaning to, with good intentions,
Yeah.
I feel like they sort of got like an unintentional roast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But then they roasted themselves. They just come like, what the hell are we doing? We're terrible. We are too, boys. We are too. So thank you for having us. But we hope you like it. Maybe we'll send you something. I said to them on Twitter that it'd be fun if we recorded both of us in the studio here, but we do a live sing-along on their show.
Yeah.
And I get on the acoustic guitar, we plug it all into the interface, and we can sing a classic Australian tune for them live.
I'd love to have a beer with Duncan.
Because Karaoke Big E's
Yeah.
are our mates. That's
Yeah.
the way to do it. So, maybe that's something we can do in the future. But
Yeah.
something came up in that song. You
Yeah.
said you had to get, like, the wind chime was occurring.
Yeah.
And it was rustling around with the wind. And then you like...
That was one take. One take I
it was.
recorded that in.
Of course it was! That's the name of the show!
Yeah. And I had to get out of my jocks.
And you had to get out of your jock. So
I
you were
thi-
sleeping.
I
and you
think
thought, fuck it, to catch this wind chime, I'm going to get naked. And
No,
to go to
I-
another person's property to take the wind chimes.
I-
and then you stole them.
Yeah.
And then the next day they were back again, as if they had a second set just to go, you know what, someone stole them again. Hang up the second set of wind chimes.
Yeah.
Can
so
you go into a little bit more depth?
I can.
What's
So
going
it wasn't get out of my jocks. I was meant to say like I was in my jocks.
on? That would make a lot more sense.
Yeah. Rather than get out of my jocks. And I took the wind chime down, but I didn't steal it.
Yes.
And they fucking put it back up again.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Well, anyway, I think that song deserves to go on our SoundCloud
Oh,
account
yeah.
and shared around to
Absolutely.
everybody. So I will put that up as soon as this podcast episode
That would have
goes up.
caught them by surprise.
I don't think they were expecting it, and
No.
I think like when I came to you with the idea of what I thought we would do,
Oh, yeah.
it was like, yeah, absolutely,
Fuck
perfect.
yeah,
You
this
know?
is-
And I
this-
think that was more about like that one little snippet, that one little song of Tequila, summarized the show.
But I
for
just
us.
loved it. They're just like, oh, they're doing tequila. And then, bam!
Bam!
They get wind chimes.
Wind chimes, guitar solos, back to wind chimes. And then they felt really depressed. It was the real... They loved it. What can I say?
They did. They did.
Ah.
No, that's good. Do you have an article?
Yeah, I do.
That's good.
And I will finish up on this one, I guess, unless you got something else.
Look, while you get prepared, let me do a
Alright.
quick whip
Oh,
around
here's
the
a
world.
Quick, here's a quick one. I found this one. I thought I'd get your 2 cents into this.
Yeah.
The headline said, "Are they kidding? They're more expensive than prostitutes."
What?
The headline is, "Are they kidding? They're more expensive than prostitutes. Men confess the outrageous reasons they refuse to date single mums.
Oh, okay.
Where did you think I was going with that?
I don't know.
So, they're more expensive than prostitutes, their bodies aren't what they used to be, and their children walk in during sex. These are just some of the most brutally offensive reasons that a group of grown men have given up not wanting to date single mums. Jonathan Cass says that dating a single mum will always make you feel second best. On a recent thread on a secret sharing app, Whisper tried to explain the warped reasons why they ruled out dating single mothers. This person meets him. So Jonathan Cass joined the ranks, has been single for 3 years. He's 52 years old, and now makes a point of swiping left on dating apps and rejecting women if there's any mention of the little ones at home. I don't want to be second best, he says. There's a real trend in current parenting that the children always come first and women now seem to live for their kids. And he's by no means alone. King Riches posted a video on not dating single mothers, which was amongst the things he said they should be focused on their kids, not on penis. On Richard Cooper's YouTube talk on the danger of dating single mums has been viewed over 500,000 times. So there's a whole bunch of other things sort of here, but I want to get your take on that. What do you? I mean, you're a single guy. On the outset, if you're swiping on the Tinders, just doing the Bumbles, you're doing that, and you see a woman and she's all right, yeah, I'm interested. But then you see she has a kid. Do you swipe? Do you go yes or no?
Oh, look, depends. Probably no.
Yeah. And what's your reasoning behind that?
I don't want to deal with kids.
Is that's what? And this,
Yeah.
and you know what? It's the same for these men here.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that the headline kills me for this article. Are they kidding? They're more expensive than prostitutes. And I should get to the bit there. Here we go. Another shocking blog called Everything Must Go. One of the posts is titled "Don't Date Single Mothers and Here's Why." And reason number 5 is a woman who has given birth can't ever have a body close to what she did before carrying a child. This is not saying that a child isn't worth it, but this is about you having a child. That is, child is hers, not yours. Her body was changed by something that is no benefit to you. Which I think that's a really rough.
But I just think it depends on what part you are in your life.
That's true. I give you that.
Because you might be after a wife with kids and settle down in relationships, or you could just be after fucking.
I think even if you are as part of a relationship, I think most people would, like yourself, it's like you're not just getting the woman.
But I also think, can the woman also reproduce still?
Well, these men are looking 52, this 53 and stuff like that.
Because if you're still wanting a kid and she's got kids, maybe you'll hook up.
Well, how's this one? 45-year-old logistics specialist from St Ives, Cambridgeshire, has said he's never been married and has been single for over a year. I would very much like to meet someone and have a family of my own, but I don't really want to date anyone with their own children. I dated a girl for a year and she had 3 children, lived a couple of hours away, which is already failed to doomed to fail. She would come and see me every 2 or 3 weeks and kept saying, "I'll come see you, I promise," but I never did. I never met her children and didn't want to. Which I think that's a big call. Like, getting someone to meet
your kids.
Meet your kids in a relationship like this. How's this one? It's getting harder and harder to meet women my own age without kids and narrows it down the numbers, but I'm trying to stay hopeful. Paul says it's hard to find love, but he's staying helpful. Her son walked in on us in the bedroom. Dan Mower is another good example. He's 46 and wants to settle down to have at least 2 children, but an issue for some single mothers who are wary of entering relationships are having more children. They've been there, done that, and don't necessarily want more, which is another interesting thing. So these guys are like in their 40s to 50s and starting to want to have a family now.
Good on him.
Need to reproduce and stuff. I can understand that. I mean, it'd be pretty tough, I think, to go, I really love this woman, but the baggage she comes with is I have to pay for everything for the child that's not mine.
Yeah, but if there's no emotional attachment.
That's the hard bit.
Like, if there was an emotional attachment, you wouldn't worry about paying. But if there's no emotional attachment, you're just like, it's costing me money.
Mm.
That's I think it depends.
Yeah.
It depends.
But there you go. Those men think that it's cheaper to get a prostitute.
Yeah, they're probably right. They're probably
Or
right.
one of those people, one of those sex robots.
Oh,
They could even cut the cost there.
They could,
Yeah.
Well, they could hire, and they could subcontract it as well. Quick wrap around the
Quick
world.
wrap around the world. Let's wrap up. I'm gonna go get some beers in me.
Yeah, I agree. Burger King invites Harry and Meghan to don new crown as they seek employment.
Oh. I saw a video of Harry talking to the CEO of Disney. He's like, I think you should give Megan a job. She's really good.
Yeah.
Did you see that video?
No.
Hilarious.
Imam suspended after his wife of 2 weeks turns out to be a man.
That's why women shouldn't wear hijabs.
And Mexico City subway says pee causes escalator breakdowns.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised.
That's the wrap around the
Oh,
world.
fantastic. I think we can wrap it up there, Kieran. What an exciting episode. We had a bit of everything.
Yeah, but that's it.
That's always good. For all your wanky needs, you lovely wankers out there, make sure you follow us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And this is your first time listening to the show. Welcome to the show. It is a complete shit show. And make sure that if you'd like to send us some hate mail, a death threat, or a rant,
We'd really like your rant.
yeah, I'm happy for a death threat too. I'm happy to read it out on the air. Just record it on your phone or email us at weonlydoonetechpodcast@gmail.com. Kieran, thank you for another fun, fantastic, and exciting episode.
No worries.
And we will see you
Next time.
Let's go get some beers.
All right, done.